Well, the Bank of Ghana has indicated plans to commission the Architectural and Engineering Services Limited AESL to conduct a value for money audit on its $261 million new headquarters project. Now, this decision comes amid growing public scrutiny over the cost of the facility. Appearing before Parliament, Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama stated that the audit is part of efforts to ensure transparency and accountability in the execution of the project. ChannelOne News' Ni Ayikwe Okine reports.
The new head office of the Bank of Ghana has been under intense public scrutiny due to its cost escalation. Initially budgeted at $81.8 million, the project cost ballooned to a staggering $261 million, sparking concerns about transparency and accountability. In response to these concerns, the governor of the central bank, Dr. Johnson Isiama, appeared before Parliament to provide insight into the project's pricing.
The total project cost increased to $261.8 million. Mr. Speaker, as of February this year, a total of $230 million approximately has been paid towards the project, with an outstanding balance of $31.8 million to be paid to the contractor. Mr. Speaker, a total of $48.3 million has been paid in taxes and levies that were related to the construction. Mr. Speaker, beyond the core building, separate contracts were awarded for other infrastructure. These include ICT systems and network infrastructure, which was awarded at a cost of $8.6 million, integrated electronic security systems, which was also awarded at a cost of $15.8 million, and furniture and furnishings that was also awarded at $11.1 million. Mr. Speaker, these elements were included to ensure that the bank operates in a secure and technologically advanced environment. We have scheduled for board agenda a detailed briefing on the new Bank of Ghana building by the project team members, and we intend to seek authorization from the board to engage AESL for a value for money audit into the new building. We believe this will bring clarity to the matter, and we believe this will bring closure to the issue of our new Bank of Ghana building.
The House later continued with its debate on the State of the Nation address by President John Mahama.
Mr. Speaker, it's only important that the Constitutional Review Committee will take up this matter, and this Parliament must stand with the Constitutional Review Committee so that we have a ceiling for the number of ministers that any president in Ghana will want to work with tomorrow. It should not be left to any president to come and say, I'm reverting back to 110, I'm reverting back to 80, I'm reverting back to 90. If John Dramani Mahama can run this republic with 60 ministers, let it be the minimum that every other president tomorrow should run with.
The Speaker, he's appointed a presidential advisor on economy, appointed presidential advisor for 24-hour economy, presidential advisor in special aid to the president, presidential advisor on national anti-corruption program, presidential advisor on diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, he goes on to appoint presidential advisor, presidential staffer, and special aid to the vice president, presidential staffer for Black Star experience, and then presidential staffer for diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, then he goes ahead to appoint 5 policy advisors to the vice president. Mr. Speaker, he tells the country that he's appointed a minister in charge of agribusiness, a And yet, he's appointed director at the presidency in charge of agriculture and agribusiness. My good friend Peter Buama Otukono. He says he will not appoint deputy regional ministers. And he appoints 16 presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country. Mr. Speaker, he then appoints, Mr. Speaker, listen carefully, please. Mr. Speaker, he then appoints one presidential advisor on media, 4 directors of communication at the office of the president, 5 deputy directors of communication, 2 communication specialists, 5 technical communication assistants, 1 media aide, 1 assistant media liaison officer, 1 communications consultant. I've done the mathematics and I want to submit. I've done the mathematics that I want to submit, and I do this not from a partisan lens, but I do this as somebody who had the privilege and honor to serve as Deputy Chief of Staff. I know how it works. In terms of the cost on the national exchequer, the President has appointed 100 ministers and deputy ministers.
Lawmakers believe that the Constitution Review Committee must consider placing a cap on the number of ministers a government could appoint to deal with these concerns. For ChannelOne News from Parliament, Ni Ayukwe Okai.